Hello. Hi, my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic. Today we're gonna do another astrology relationship compatibility video between a Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cusp, and a Gemini. I can't wait. Cheers! You have a psychic connection. As individuals, you're both very impulsive and daring. And when you're together, there is a balance. This relationship will take you to a new level of consciousness. Your relationship will generate a lot of energy, and it might be easy for you to get swept up in it. But don't get carried away. No. Stay grounded in order to reduce a chaotic love life. Try to keep your own environment clean and uncluttered because it will impact the well-being of your love life. Never forget your dreams and always keep them a priority. Your Gemini would be very seductive to you, very flirtatious. Your relationship goes beyond the physical realm. Fate is what leads you. The universe is bringing you together for a reason. And although this relationship is bringing you some balance and even things out, and you have to struggle with the fact that there are parts of you that will come out more in this relationship. And your judgy tendencies and your crude sense of humor might cause some friction between the two of you. You want them to see the best of you, and they end up seeing bits of you that you don't really want to show them at first. You don't need to say anything to understand each other. No. You have a very strong connection that goes beyond words. Your life is a wild ride, but you need to understand that harmony is not a bad thing. It can be scary, but it's also good to have some downtime and relax. And a good way to do this is by making some healthy habits and sticking to them. In your life, you really need to focus on time management and creating everyday rituals and routines. You're gonna have to make some sacrifices, and you're gonna have to try to meet your Gemini halfway. A Gemini would be a perfect fling for you. It would work best when it's not long-term. You both love to experience new things. You're constantly absorbing information and energy, and no matter how connected you are, you will always be that way. You'll entertain ideas and discussions. They will open your eyes even more. Neither one of you plays by the rules. You don't really care how the public sees you. You're not into tradition or just being polite to everyone. Screw that! You both are little rebels. And your relationship is your own little rebellion. Cheers to that. What's interesting is that although you're going up against society and not following all the rules and doing things a certain way, the only people that actually get affected negatively by this are you and your Gemini. You might think other people care more than they do, but it turns out that you both are the ones that care the most about what you're doing. And although this combination has been known to get arrested a lot more than other zodiac combinations, it's usually more within your relationship that the consequences show up. Karma happens. It's real. This can be a really extroverted relationship. Sometimes it's really nice just to relax and not speak all the time. Enjoying the quiet and just connecting with each other on a spiritual level will always be a remedy when you're at odds. Just stop talking, especially if it's not going anywhere. Enjoy being in each other's presence without any noise. If you get super emotional while you're trying to communicate with your Gemini, then things are just gonna backfire on you. If you want to get a message across, and if you want things to be taken the right way, then you're going to have to stay leveled and be a good advocate for your Gemini and for yourself. When you're trying to talk to them, you might not always agree on things, but that doesn't mean that you can't still do things together. So don't let those clashing thoughts get in the way of your relationship. It doesn't mean anything in the long run. You both have a very good sense of humor, and you share that sometimes. You'll feel like people are very judgy of your love life and how you are together. Like they might see you as overly ambitious or all over the place, but they don't read how much of a connection you share and how much really goes on behind closed doors. They just don't fully understand. They don't get it. You magnify a lot of different traits in each other, and they're usually the crazy traits. If you were creative before you met, then when you date, you're even more eccentric. If you like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings here and there before you met, you're even more of a geek when you start dating. And this can make it really hard for you to feel accepted in society and to make more friends. Like as a couple, you will have trouble like making more friends because your personality will go to an extreme, especially when it comes to politics. If others disagree with the politics, it doesn't usually bother the both of you, but it will bother other people, especially if your political status changes because of the person you're dating. That's just an example. You don't usually both get lost in each other like a lot of relationships. You actually become more individualistic. When you're together, you go off and you do your own projects. As long as you can find a lot in common and share a lot of values, and that you can find a way to accept and respect those values that you don't share with each other, things will stand a chance. There's going to be a lot of crazy energy floating around. In your relationship, you're going to need to find some way to cope with it. Whether that's yoga or Tai Chi or just getting massages on a regular basis or meditating. I know you don't want to change any of your beliefs or let go of anything, but you have to meet them halfway. And sometimes you can be very stubborn because you misunderstand it. And that's going to cause a lot of friction in your relationship. Promises are very important to Geminis. If you give them your word, then you have to stick to it. You have to show them they can count on you. And if you say you're gonna do something, even if it's like just doing the laundry or something like that, you have to stick to it. You have to do your part in this relationship. You both can be very playful and fun. Marriage and long-term relationships are not going to be easy. It's going to be all about whether you can agree or agree to disagree on your values. If you can't, well then you might as well say goodbye. Bye-bye. Adios. Au revoir. Goodbye. If you're looking for someone to be your teammate and help make things happen to you, whether that's in a creative way or a financial way, Gemini is going to be really good for that role. But that is what the relationship will be about. It will be more of a project, and then the two of you have to decide whether that's okay. Romance might take the back seat. You need to figure out a way to chill out. You're a wild child, and if you're having a fling with a Gemini, or you're having a relationship with them while you're already dating someone else, then you're not really focused on building that foundation that you need in order to keep this relationship going. And they don't usually stay very strong. Don't expect you have very good luck when it comes to having kids. It's probably not the best type of relationship for the two of you. You probably wouldn't make the most awesome parents together. Another reason why things are unlikely to last is because you're very unpredictable, they're very unpredictable, and there is no stability whatsoever. It's not always the case, but it's very common, okay? It's going to be very hard to commit to one another if you are both all over the place. You need to be very careful. The blame game is not good. Don't do it. Don't start it. It's not a fun game. Not productive. It's not good for your relationship. Be very flexible with each other and very open. An open relationship with you both is probably going to be even better. It's like more successful than monogamy because cheating is not unusual for you two. It's very common for you to cheat on each other. And guilt can really tear this relationship down. Surprisingly, tying the knot actually helps things. And it helps with stability because of how strong of a commitment it is. And the promise of being faithful often makes it true here. If you both go to the same church, or you both really share the same faith or values or belief systems or religion, then this might be a really good match. Often it revolves around a religious match. An arranged marriage between the two of you is likely to be more successful. There is a hunger for money, and it becomes a big topic in the relationship. Always wanting to move up higher in the ranks of society, especially when it comes to a new promotion or taking on a role of leadership or doing something that makes more money. It is something that drives this relationship. When you have flings, like one night stands or just like very brief summer flings, encounters, they're very forgettable. That doesn't mean they're not fun and you didn't have a good time, but they don't really leave an impression. And you both hate commitments, so even though marriage does happen from time to time, it doesn't happen often. You don't like feeling tied down. You both have a very untraditional view of the white picket fence. You don't really want it. You don't want that happily ever after that everyone else wants. Your relationship does require a huge sense of commitment because jealousy is a huge issue for this couple. Oh my God. It can become an obsession and take over the entire relationship. You need some form of structure. That could mean going to bed at the same time every night, or it could mean meal prepping, or even just doing the laundry twice a week. You need structure. You need to implement a plan for this to work, especially if you're going to live together. You both are dreamers, so sometimes you have a very benevolent way of making decisions, and you'll easily volunteer for something. Great date night idea, by the way. Another good thing is that you're both really good at managing money together, so overspending isn't usually an issue. Friendships between these signs are extremely common. If you meet at work, be very careful because it's going to be very easy to mix business with pleasure, and that's not always good for this relationship. It's so easy to be distracted with each other. So if you're trying to be productive together, make sure neither one of you has feelings for each other. There's no like romantic interest involved. Geminis will have the best suggestions. They inspire you, and your love for each other will be very intense, but be careful because there can be a lot of hatred. And there is such a fine line between love and hatred. Things can turn very bitter very quickly. Have a very logical approach to taking on tasks. You just have to make sure you're both on the same page. And that was the compatibility between a Gemini and a Scorpio Sagittarius. So definitely let me know in the comment section below what you think. I'd love to hear all about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.